Hello friends, today I am going to explain about leukocytes means white blood cells. Objectives: on completion of this lesson, you would be able to know about the following types of WBC, diseases, cause. Recap: in continuation to the previous topic, in which we have discussed about the following types of anemia, symptoms and diagnosis. Leukocytes, white blood cells, WBCs. White blood cells, also called leukocytes or leukocytes, are the cells of the immune system that are involved in protecting the body against both infectious disease and foreign invaders. All white blood cells are produced and delivered from multipotent cells in the bone marrow, known as hematopoietic stem cells. Leukocytes are found throughout the body, including the blood and lymphatic system. All white blood cells have nuclei which distinguishes them from the other blood cells. The enucleated red blood cells, RBCs, and platelets. The different white blood cell types are classified in standard ways. Two pairs of broadest categories classify them either by structure, granulocytes or agranulocytes, or by cell lineage, myeloid cells or lymphoid cells. These broadest categories can be further divided into the five main types: neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils, lymphocytes, and monocytes. These types are distinguished by their physical and functional characteristics. Monocytes and neutrophils are phagocytic. Further subtypes can be classified. For example, among lymphocytes there are B cells, T cells, and natural killer cells. The number of leukocytes in the blood is often an indicator of disease, and thus the white blood cell count is an important subset of the complete blood count. The normal white cell count is usually between 4 into 10 9 L and 1.1 into 10 10 L. In the US, this usually expressed as 4,000 to 11,000 white blood cells per microliter of blood. White blood cells make up approximately 1% of the total blood volume in a healthy adult, making them substantially less numerous than the red blood cells at 40% to 45%. However, this 1% of the blood makes a large difference to health because immunity depends on it. An increase in the number of leukocytes over the upper limit is called leukocytosis. It is normal when it is part of healthy immune responses, which happen frequently. It is occasionally abnormal when it is neoplastic or autoimmune in origin. A decrease below the lower limit is called leukopenia. This indicates a weakened immune system. All white blood cells are nucleated, which distinguish them from the enucleated red blood cells and platelets. Types of leukocytes can be classified in standard ways. Two pairs of broadest categories classify them either by structure or by cell lineage. These broadest categories can be further divided into the five main types: neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils, lymphocytes, and monocytes. These types are distinguished by their physical and functional characteristics. Monocytes and neutrophils are phagocytes. Further subtypes can be classified. Granulocytes are distinguished from arenulocytes by their nucleus shape and by their cytoplasm granules. The other dichotomy is by lineage. Myeloid cells are distinguished from lymphoid cells by hematopoietic lineage. Lymphocytes can be further classified as T cells, B cells, and natural killer cells. A scanning electron microscope image of normal circulating human blood, in addition to the irregularly shaped leukocyte, both red blood cells and many small disc-shaped platelets are visible. Granulocytes are further classified as neutrophils 70%, eosinophils 4%, basophils 1%. Granulocytes are a category of white blood cells in the innate immune system characterized by the presence of granules in their cytoplasm. They are also called polymorphonuclear leukocytes because of the varying shape of the nucleus. which is usually lobed into their segment. This distinguishes them from the mononuclear agranulocytes. In common parlance, the term polymorphonuclear leukocyte often refers specifically to neutrophil granulocytes. The most abundant of the granulocytes, the other types have lower numbers of lobes. Granulocytes are produced via granulopoiesis in the bone marrow. Neutrophils are normally found in the bloodstream and are the most abundant type of phagocyte, constituting 60% to 65% of the total circulating white blood cells and consisting of two subpopulations, neutrophil killers and neutrophil caggers. 1 liter of human blood contains about 5 billion neutrophils, which are about 12 to 15 micrometers in diameter. Once neutrophils have received in the appropriate signals, it takes them about 30 minutes leave the blood and reach the site of an infection. Neutrophils do not return to the blood, they turn into pus cells and die. Mature neutrophils are smaller than monocytes and have a segmented nucleus with several sections. Each section is connected by chromatin filaments. Neutrophils do not normally exit the bone marrow until maturity, but during an infection, neutrophil precursors called myelocytes and promyelocytes are released. Eosinophils Eosinophils also have kidney-shaped lobed nuclei. The number of granules in an eosinophil can vary because they have a tendency to degranulate white in the bloodstream. Eosinophils play a crucial part in the killing of parasites because their granules contain a unique toxic basic protein and cationic protein receptors that bind to IgE are used to help with this task. These cells also have a limit ability to participate in phagocytosis. There are professional antigen presenting cells. They regulate other immune cell functions. They are involved in the destruction of tumor cells and they promote the repair of damaged tissues. Basophils are one of the least abundant cells in bone marrow and blood. Like neutrophils and eosinophils, they have lobed nuclei. However, they have only two lobes, and the chromatin filaments that connect them are not very visible. Basophils have receptors that can bind to LGE, LGG, complement, and histamine. The cytoplasm of basophils contain a varied amount of granulose. Varied. These granules are usually numerous enough to partially conceal the nucleus. Granule contents of basophils are abundant with histamine, heparin, chondroitin, sulfate, peroxidase, platelet activating factor, and other substances. Disease of leukocytes. The important abnormalities of leukocytes are leukocytes. Leukocytes, it is an increase in the total white blood cells count above 11,000 per cu/mm of blood. Important cause: phallogenic infection, myeloid leukemia, myocardial infarction, acute hemorrhage, malignancy of liver and intestine. How many white blood cells someone has varies, but the normal range is usually between 4,000 and 11,000 per microliter of blood. A blood test that shows a WBC, means white blood cells count of less than 4,000 per microliter, could mean your body may not be able to fight infection the way it should. Leukocytosis. White blood cells, also called leukocyte or white corpuscle, a cellular component of the blood that lacks hemoglobin, has a nucleus that capable of motility and defends the body against infection and disease by ingesting foreign materials and cellular debris, by destroying infectious agents and cancer cells, or by producing antibodies. Leukopenia. Leukopenia. This word comes from Greek language meaning white blood, and penia, meaning deficiency, is a decrease in the number of leukocytes found in the blood. They are the white blood cells and are the body's primary defense against infections. Thus, the condition of leukopenia places individuals at increased risk of infection. Symptoms may include mouth or skin sores, sore throat, cough, trouble breathing, feeling lightheaded, fever, chills or body ache. Leukopenia. Diagram of leukopenia. Leukemia. Leukemia, also spelled leukemia, is a group of blood cancers that usually begin in the bone marrow and result in high numbers of abnormal blood cells. These blood cells are not fully developed and are called blasts or leukemia cells. Symptoms may include bleeding and brushing, feeling tired, fever, and an increased risk of infections. These symptoms occur due to a lack of normal blood cells. Diagnosis is typically made by blood tests or bone marrow biopsy. The exact cause of leukemia is unknown. A combination of genetic factors and environmental non-inherited factors are believed to play a role. Risk factors include smoking, ionizing radiation, some chemicals such as benzene, prior chemotherapy, and Down syndrome. People with a family history of leukemia are also at higher risk. There are four main types of leukemia: acute lymphoblastic leukemia, acute myeloid leukemia, chronic lymphocytic leukemia, and chronic myeloid leukemia, as well as a number of less common types leukemias and lymphomas. Both belong to a broader group of tumors that affect the blood-borne marrow and lymphoid system, known as tumors of the hematopoietic and lymphoid tissues. Treatment may involve some combination of chemotherapy, radiation therapy, targeted therapy, and bone marrow transplant. In addition to supportive care and palliative care as needed, certain types of leukemia may be managed with watchful waiting. The success of treatment depends on the type of leukemia and the age of the person. Outcomes have improved in the developed world. 5-year survival rate is 57% in the United States. In children under 15, the 5-year survival rate is greater than 60 to 90%. Depending on the type of leukemia, in children with acute leukemia who are cancer-free after 5 years, the cancer is unlikely to return. In 2015, leukemia was present in 2.3 million people worldwide and caused 3,53,500 deaths. In 2012, it newly developed in 3,52,000 people. It is the most common type of cancer in children, with their quarters of leukemia cases in children being the acute lymphoblastic type. However, over 90% of all leukemias are diagnosed in adults with CLL and AML. Being most common in adults, it occurs more commonly in the developed world. The factors which can include leukemia. First, radiation, especially X-rays. Second, chemicals like benzene. 3. Viruses, retrovirus. 4. Drugs used for the treatment of cancer. 5th is genetic disorders like Down's syndrome. In all types of leukemia, cancer beings in the bone marrow, where leukemia cells begin to multiply. The reason that those cells change remains a mystery in the most cases. However, doctors have been able to point to some risk factors that may lead to leukemia. They know that high levels of radiation, being born with Down syndrome, having had chemotherapy or radiation for a previous cancer, and certain inherited genetic disorders can be possible causes of leukemia. One potential risk that's been studied is particularly worrisome: X-rays in children. However, the risk hasn't been proven and doctor says there's no reason to avoid necessary X-rays in children. Here's what the research has found about X-rays and their association with certain types of leukemia, along with the role that other risk factors may play. It's well known that high dose does high doses of radiation can cause leukemia. Survivors of the atomic bombs that were dropped in Japan in 1945 were found to have an increased risk for leukemia, says Richard Tower II, MD, pediatric oncologist at the Children's Hospital of Wisconsin Cancer and Blood Disorders Center in Wauwatosa. But doctors aren't sure how low doses of radiations from X-rays may affect our risk for leukemia. One recent study by researchers at the University of California, Berkeley attempted to get an answer. The researchers studied more than 100 children who had acute lymphocytic leukemia or acute myeloid leukemia and looked at their exposure to X-rays before diagnosis. They found that children who had all were twice as likely to have had 3 or more X-rays compared with children who weren't diagnosed with leukemia. Among children who had a certain type of all called B cell type, having had just one X-ray increased their risk. Chemical like benzene. Excessive exposure to benzene has been known for more than a century to damage the bone marrow, resulting in decreases in the numbers of circulating blood cells and ultimately aplastic anemia. Of more recent vintage has been the appreciation that an alternative outcome of benzene exposure has been the development of one or more types of leukemia. While many investigators agree that the array of toxic metabolites generated in the liver or in the bone marrow can lead to traumatic bone marrow injury, the more subtle mechanisms leading to leukemia have to be critically dissected. This problem appears to have more general interest because of the recognition that so-called second cancer that results from prior treatment with alkylating agents to yield tumor remissions often result in a type of leukemia reminiscent of benzene-induced leukemia. Furthermore, there is a growing literature attempting to characterize the fine structure of the marrow and the identification of so-called niches that house a variety of stem cells and other types of cells. Some of these niche may harbor cells capable of initiating leukemias. The control of stem cell differentiation and proliferation via both inter and intracellular signaling will ultimately determine the fate of these transformed stem cells. The ability of these cells to avoid checkpoints that would prevent them from contributing to the leukemogenic response is an additional area of study. Much of the study of benzyme-induced bone marrow damage has concentrated on determining which of the benzyme metabolites lead to leukemia mogenesis. This emphasis now should be directed to understanding how benzyme metabolites alter bone marrow cell biology. Viruses. Two human retroviruses identified as the human T-cell leukemia virus type 1 HTLV1 and human immunodeficiency virus type 1 HIV-1 have been shown to affect millions of people worldwide. In the context of confinement, the impact of their interactions with respect to HTLV1 induced adult T-cell leukemia and neurologic disease as well as HIV-1 disease progression has been an understudied area of investigation. HTLV1 or HIV-1 confessions occur frequently, particularly in large metropolitan areas of the Americas, Africa, Europe, and Japan. The retroviruses HTLV1 and HIV-1 share some similarities with regard to their genetic structure, general mechanisms of replication, modes of transmission, and cellular tropism. However, there are also significant differences in the details of these properties as well, and they also differ significantly with respect to the etiology of their pathogenic and disease. Outcomes. Both viruses impair the host immune system, with HIV-1 demonstrated to cause the hallmark lethal disease known as the acquired immune deficiency syndrome AIDS. While HTLV1 infection has been shown to cause several different forms of T-cell leukemia. In addition, both viruses have also been shown to cause a spectrum of neurologic disorders, with HIV-1 shown to cause an array of neurologic syndromes referred to as HIV-1 associated neurologic disorders or HAND, while HTLV-1 has been shown to be the etiologic agent of HTLV-1 associated myelopathy or tropical spastic paraparesis or HAM or TSP. The natural history of the quantification, however, is different from that observed in monoinfections. Several studies have demonstrated utilizing a number of in vitro models of HTLV-1 or HIV-1 confection that the two viruses interact in a manner that results in enhanced expression of both viral genomes. Nevertheless, there remains unresolved controversy regarding the overall impact of each virus on progression of disease caused by both viruses during the course of confection. Fourth is drugs used for the treatment of cancer. Chemotherapy of leukemia often consists of giving several drugs together in a set regimen because each medication destroys tumor cells in different ways. A combination of drugs may make the cell more vulnerable to treatment. For patients with leukemia, chemotherapy is typically given orally, usually in pill form or intravenously directly into the vein. In some cases, chemotherapy drugs may be delivered intrathecally directly into the cerebrospinal fluid, which surrounds the brain and spinal cord. This procedure is designed to target cancer cells that have spread there. It is delivered there through a lumbar puncture or through a special device placed under the spalls. Genetic disorders like Down syndrome. Children with Down syndrome have a significantly increases risk of childhood leukemia, in particular acute megakaryoblast leukemia and acute lymphoblastic leukemia. A pre-leukemia called transient myeloproliferative disorder characteristic by a GATA binding protein 1. GATA1 mutation affects up to 30% of newborn with Down syndrome. Eosinophilia, it is an increase in the number of eosinophils in the blood. Eosinophilia occur mostly in allergic disorders like asthma, skin disease, and drug allergy. It also occurs in parasitic infection like hookworm, tapeworm, and roundworm. Infestation eosinophilic count helps in the diagnosis of this disease. Summary. So far we have discussed the following anemia and its type as shown below: leukocytes, leukopenia, leukemia, eosinophili. Thank you. Thank you very much.